So last week when we were taking a look at the unit circle, we developed some different things in the first quadrant. We looked at these values in each of these angles. So today, we're going to take a look at those exact same spots, but in all four quadrants. There's a definite pattern to all of it. So what I want you to see here, for starters, is these values match up directly across from them. They're actually a mirror image or a reflection. The only thing that you notice different here is we're getting a negative x value. Same thing over here. We're getting a negative x value. Same thing over here, a negative x value. And the reason why that's the case, if you look in quadrant 2, as if this is our origin, our x values when we're going to the left are negative, and our y values above the x-axis are positive, so that stays that way. So I highlighted here quadrant 2, it's a negative x, positive y. Quadrant 1, we had both of them being positive. If we go ahead down into quadrant 3, it's the exact same idea, a reflection going this way. This one matches up with this first one, but both values are going to be a negative, because quadrant 3, to the left and down, both values are negative. And you notice that these ones match up, and then these ones match up. And the only differences are that the x and y's are both negative in quadrant 3. So it's a mirror image or reflection as if you folded right along there. Let's look at quadrant 4. Mirror image from quadrant 1. So this one matches up with this one matches up with that, and so on, except the x values stay positive and the y values go negative, because in quadrant 4 you're below the x-axis, so the y's are negative. So I've been saying how we have to memorize the unit circle, and that is entirely true. You have to be able to fill in this whole thing in a matter of minutes. But there's that pattern there, where if you knew quadrant 1, you can easily find the other quadrants for our x and y values, ordered pairs. The other thing I want you to look at are the angles. So the 30, the 45, and the 60, those are the same on all of the quadrants. But if you look at those numbers, it's a little different. So this 180 degrees, if I'm going backwards 30 degrees, because it matches up with this one, 180 minus 30 is the 150. The 45 matches up with this one, 180 minus 45 gives you 135. 60 matches up with the 120, and 180 minus the 60 gives you the 120. So all four quadrants are actual 30 degree, 45 degree, and 60 degree angles. And that's why we had to memorize all those special patterns as well. Using that same idea, going into quadrant 3, so remember, this was one of our 30 degree angles. Well, if I'm taking 180 and I'm adding 30 to it, I'm getting 210, because this angle and this angle match up on the whole mirror image. If I'm adding 45 to 180, you get 225. And that's because this was a 45 degree angle. Our 60 degree angle, if we take 180 plus 60, we're getting 240. So you're finding each of those angles, but you really only need to remember the first quadrant with the 30, the 45, and the 60. Going into quadrant 4, same idea, except so this is 0 degrees or 360. It's the exact same thing. So if I'm taking 360 and I'm going backwards, I'm subtracting 30 and I get 330. My next one, I'm subtracting 45. 360 minus 45 gives you the 315. And then the final one of 60, 360 minus 60 gives you the 300. So we're still building up to knowing all of these. So you need to know the 30, the 45, the 60 with each of those corresponding angles in all 4 quadrants, and then each of the ordered pairs. Have those memorized. We have not gotten into these things yet. That will come though. So enjoy your weekend. Memorize that unit circle. I cannot stress that enough. You have to be able to fill in the entire thing in a matter of minutes. So have a good weekend.